Alrighty, go guys. Welcome to Friday morning's live stream, the end of the week. Hopefully we get some type of pullback. Are we gonna get a pullback? The market's dropping. The market just reached up to a breaker right here. Actually, I'm kind of was wondering if it was going to do that. I'm kind of interested in taking a short here, but I feel like it's too fast. I think I am gonna take a short. Sorry. All right, I'm taking a short here real quick. I feel like this is way too fast. But it is what it is. Sorry. Targeting midnight open. We just retagged London low and all that consolidation. We have midnight open that hasn't been tagged and previous day high that's sitting right here. We'll see if it wants to give it to us. We've had a lot of displacement. 15-minute fair value gap displaced, or a 15-minute fair value gap. We had a BPR here coming back up to London. It looks good. I have to attempt it because it's everything that I would want in a trade. Overnight we ran the previous we ran some swing highs. This is all-time highs way up here. We haven't ran those levels yet. But I think I'll keep it this tight. We'll just do 10 handles. So 26. If it wants to pump higher because it's pre-market, then I'll let that happen. But that's the idea. That's the trade idea right there. Sorry for the quick start in trade, but it's kind of hard to avoid that kind of entry. Good morning, good morning. I haven't even get a chance to pray yet, so let's go ahead and open in prayer while we're in a trade. Father, we just honor you. We ask for your wisdom today. Lord, as we come to the end of the week, Father, I pray for your blessing on the work of our hands. Father, give us wisdom to understand the market, wisdom to navigate this market. I pray for everyone here, Lord, that they would be blessed, they would see increase in what they do. Lord, and you bless the work of their hands. Father, you said in all things at all times, having all that we need, that we would abound in every good work. So Father, I pray that we would abound in this good work today. In Jesus' name, amen. Angelo, good morning. Valdo, good morning. Today, I'm not trading my Apex accounts. Today, I'm trading some Take Profit Trader accounts. Is this live? This is live. This is a real trade. We're right at a breaker at the London low. fair value gap. We're seeing if we're going to get just the sell-off through the open. That's kind of what I'm looking at, is seeing if we're going to get that. We may not, but I feel like we have the ingredients to do that. Youth Pastor, welcome, my friend. Well, don't just jump in and start trading here. This is a little out of the ordinary for me to take a trade this early. I mean, I got on the stream and literally took a short right away. To be honest, I seem kind of flustered. Because I'm putting it all out there, folks. I'm putting it all out there. It's all out on the table. We'll see if we can get down to midnight open. That's kind of where I have my target. 694, 696. Oh, there's a reaction. We might get stopped out here. We'll see. I mean, I guess. I think we have a shot to keep going lower. Right off the open. I mean, you have all that consolidation. You have a parabolic move higher and then aggressive move lower. I don't think we're doing that today. The only thing that I'm concerned about is if I get a deeper retracement into this inversion fair value gap right here. That I could see happening. We retrace into this inversion. If that is a real possibility. So we'll see if this stop loss holds. Meaning, or we'll see if price holds here and moves lower. But today's one of those days. I mean, we're Friday. It's been bullish all week. 20% for TGIF is down here at 22,544. So I think that's a real possibility for for price to move that direction. This is just all waiting to be rebalanced here. Yeah, all week we've been bullish. We felt like it couldn't go any higher and it kept going. This is the first morning that I feel like the structure is for a move. But wisdom, I'll be on it for anybody here. If you're not in the trade, don't get in a trade right now. Don't get it because you see me in a trade. You have no wait till open, please. Wait till after open. Then you're like, well, why are you in a trade, Tyler? Because I saw my model and I executed. Now I'm going to let the trade play out or hit my stop loss or hit my target, one or the other. And it looks like my stop loss is going to be hit first. Holy cow. You guys just saw that, right? I'm pretty sure that should have stopped me out and it just teleported lower. I might even move this lower, folks.
Order canceled. Order submitted. Order submitted.
How close did we get? Within one tick. We're within one tick of my stop loss. All right, opens here in 15 seconds. Midnight opens tagged. Watching to see if we get a push through this or not. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna move my stop to break even or not. I think I should. All right, I got stopped out for break even. Totally okay with that. I should have took profit at midnight open, but I didn't. That's why I'm totally okay with taking a break even trade. I should have took profit at midnight open, but didn't. That would have been 25, 30 handles. $930 model played out as well. So now that we're sitting here after the fact, I'm watching this 15-minute fair value gap and this inversion on the 1 minute right here. That's where I would want to see price try to come up to if it has enough energy to. That's what I would like to see. We'll go ahead and we'll mark out our levels here. There'll always be another trade. Man, see, I would have gotten, I don't know, would I have gotten, I would have gotten stopped out on that retracement. So even though it flashed, it went lower where I wanted it to go, it would have stopped me out where my stop loss was. So I saved myself a loss there. Even though it ended up moving in my direction, I would have had to give it more, some more space. That's okay. And it was right off open. Right idea, right game plan. Just didn't want to take extra risk. We got equal highs right here. So I want to see it come back up here. And come up into this fair value gap. That's what I want. And that fair value gap is this inversion fair value gap right there. So we have news that Trump struck a deal with China. I think that's going to cause some volatility. I think that's what people are going to think, that we're going to the moon now, all-time highs right now, and I think we're going to retrace. I do think we're going to hit all-time highs. Not today. I don't think it's going to happen today. But I think next week, all-time highs guaranteed. You cannot. We're too close to all-time highs, where I'm gonna look for longs. I've lost so much money trying to short the top that I've finally learned. Expect a fake out to the downside and play the long. That's what I'm not talking about today. Today could be that, but I'm looking for it to come up to this inversion fair value gap and see how we hold that level. And that also was previous day high as well. So I should have took profit there. That was very immature of me to do. That was very I'm trying to say I was acting like a noob. A newbie trader, not taking profit when you should have. I should have took profit there. Paolo, good morning. Ted, good morning. Marco, Ken, Jose, Liam, Matthew, good morning. Dakota. ICT. I don't know if that's what you mean. Like what method? I teach ICT concepts. They're on video. Discord, you can ask questions. I'm always available on the Discord. This is our first presented fair value gap at 933. We'll go ahead and mark that out. Would love to have you though, Dakota. I want a deeper. I want more of a retracement. I want to reach up here. On the 15-minute, you can see why. It's nice. BPR. We talked about BPRs yesterday. I want to see this BPR hold. But if we can retrace here and find resistance here, then make for a nice short. It would look nice. Man, isn't that insane? From Sunday open. It's like they planned it or something. 30-minute and hourly and 4-hour all have reversal signatures. Meaning this candle here swept the previous candle's high. There's the 4-hour sweep. There's the 1-hour sweep. There's the 30-minute sweep. If we go to the 1-hour sweep and we look for a 5-minute fair value gap, we are in that fair value gap right now. Look at all that resistance. Oh, look at all those wicks and the bodies staying in there. That's nice. I think I want it to go higher though. I do want it to hit this level right here. It can still hit that level, be aggressive, and close back in there. And if it does that, that's like a clear sign. I'm gonna do a micro one contract. Well, no, I take that back. I'm being premature here. I'm talking like I'm really excited. I think that's what it is. Slow down, Tyler. Slow down, big guns. slow down. This is the Nasdaq, top right corner. Five minute, there's not another fair value gap in here. We have this 5 minute inversion fair value gap, so that's why I really like this level. I'm gonna do a starter position. I don't want to go full size right at the beginning, but I'm gonna do one starter position here in case it does want to roll over. And if it takes a 20, if I get a 20 handle stop loss on this, I think I'd be okay with that. So we're gonna take, hang on here. Let me exit out of this. I want to get a bracket order position here. All right, so there's my bracket order position. It's only a single micro. I'm starting with a starter position. If it starts falling without me, that's what this is for. At least I have something. But could it still go up? Potentially. That's why I only have one micro. I'm not looking to do a full position here. Maybe I should have. To make one. Yes, Brett, that's what I'm doing right now. This is being copied on 5 accounts right now. Do you see what I mean? It's like sometimes it doesn't give you an opportunity to think about your entry. You literally have to take it and then it aggressively moves the other direction. That was kind of the thought process behind this. Now, it doesn't mean we could still keep going higher. That's why I haven't added anything. I'm not looking at that candle and going, "Oh man, I need to go all in." No, that's not what I'm doing right now. We got 20 minutes till 10 o'clock. Maybe it wants to reach higher. That's why it's only a single micro position. Target, don't have one. Way low. 20% probably. That's what I should say. Right here. 20% retracement. TGIF 22,544. I mean, if it could do that aggressively, sure. But that's the draw. That's the direction I'm looking. I'm not necessarily going to take it there. Maybe midpoint of yesterday's range. You could do the close of the opening range gap, 22,654. All of those are appropriate. I mean, obviously, I would not hold all the way down here without taking a single profit. That's just crazy. For me, at least, that's like 200 points. We're talking way ahead here. Let's just see if this holds. See if price holds here. The more it holds here, that means the more I'll add to a position. But if I'm seeing this, because right now we're seeing order flow, bullish order flow, right? We got these equal highs is also a breaker. Okay, that's a breaker right there. That's a bullish breaker. So I see that. I want to see lower prices, and if we can't get that, then I'm only in this for one micro. Yeah, I've been we had camp last week, we had football camp this week, we got my son starting a fireworks tent job with a friend this week. It's a collection, eclectic sort of events that are happening in our house. Nation Great, I'm not 100% sure if it's because you're in Canada. Since I'm in the United States, I don't know. So somebody outside of the United States would need to answer that. No, there's definitely a reason to go long. We swept midnight open. Previous day high was tagged. That's why it's only a starter position. I do want to see. I'm playing the larger time frame market sell model that I think is happening. If we close above this 1 minute, then that's a sign that it might not happen. It might not be happening right now. So yes, you could literally fade me and make money. I think that's possible. And I'm totally okay with that, if that's your analysis. 5 minute fair value gaps. We inverse this fair value gap. We'll see if it wants to reach over here. I don't think it reaches all the way up to here. I personally, if anything, maybe we tap that 5 minute order block right here. But like I said, starter position, waiting to see if this holds here. I was afraid that we might get this candle like it did, but not come back to it. That's why I took that starter position. Where your line is regular equal highs. Not regular, relative. I don't know. I'm watching all the bodies. The bodies are staying under in the discount of the inversion. I'm going to add another position right there. So only 2 positions, meaning I feel a little more confident, but not completely confident to put it on a full position. The reason I'd say I got a little more confident is we've had 3 candles close in discount and not continue higher. My position will change as soon as I see a close in premium or a close above the inversion fair value gap altogether. And at any time, I can cut my position short. I'm in a short, Hassan. Yeah, but ES also hasn't, wait, is that, yeah, ES also hasn't hit its midnight open. So that dirt doesn't bother me if it goes past it. It's also sitting at a breaker right here. This is a major breaker for ES. And it hit it to the tick. You guys can't see that. Right there. Breaker tag right there. I don't care that I went past it. It also didn't hit midnight open, so it was stronger, meaning that it could go past that 15 minutes is what I'm trying to say. So still feel okay about it. We got some relatively equal highs that we're creating right here. If we sweep these relatively equal highs and close back into the range, I'll probably add another position. Kevin, speak on intuition versus the voice of God. Interesting. I'd have to think about that. I mean, I can give just a quick answer, but I think that requires some reflection. Intuition, I only speak on the market. The voice of God would probably be every other area. I can't say that I've heard the voice of God say, get into this trade, do this. I don't hear that from the Lord. I don't think I've ever heard that. See how the bodies are still staying in discount? ES is pumping, man. I think, John, that totally could be the case. I think, though, a point needs to be made about market makers. Market makers, their primary role is to make sure that orders are filled. So if you put an order in, you hear everybody talk about that this is a zero-sum game, right? Somebody on the other end, on the other side, is selling when you're buying, and if you're buying, they're selling. The thing about it is this. While that's true, I would say a vast majority of the orders that are filled, and the other person on the other end of the transaction is a market maker. Market makers make their money make their money on the spreads, but they also their responsibility is to get these orders to be filled. So they have an obligation to make sure your order's filled. Now, if there's if there's not a lot of liquidity, then obviously it's not going to be able to get filled. All right, so we're starting to close above this. Still watching here. A lot of consolidation right here. ES is still just pumping. So if we close above this, then I'll probably close the trade early, unless my stop gets hit. But watching this here. All right, there's the 5-minute order block right there. This is a 5-minute order block, and we're just pumping. Yeah, we might go right past it, guys. That's okay.
Order canceled.
All right, stopped out there. Got 4 minutes till market hits 10 o'clock. And if we do a V straight up higher, then we might look for going long. But I'm going to sit and wait and see what happens here. But what I was trying to say is that the market makers, they have a responsibility to fill orders. So a vast majority that the orders that are being filled when you're buying and somebody on the other end is selling is actually not another retail trader. It's a market maker. It's the market makers. They are responsible to make sure that your orders are filled. So I know it's conventional knowledge that I'm selling to a retail trader and a retail trader is selling to me. No. A vast majority of the trades out there are institutions and market makers. That's by far the vast majority. Retail traders make up a very small proportion. I'll get this. I'll get the numbers. Since my trade got slapped in the face, I got time. Kicking myself for not taking that trade or selling when we hit midnight open. I should have sold that. That would have been nice. Equities stock market, rough global averages. Institutional investors, mutual funds, hedge funds, pension funds, 50 to 70% of the volume. Market makers, higher liquidity providers, 40 to 60% of all trades. Retail traders, 10 to 15%. 10 to 15%. So out of 10 trades you take, one may be bought by a retail trader. No, it's for stocks and futures. Oh, here's futures. Because I did both. Here's futures. Retail traders, 5 to 15. I'm telling you, a vast majority of the trades that are booked are not going to people like you and me. All right, it's running higher. All right, 5-minute time frame. We inverse this. We're probably going to run for that high here. Do we try to take a quick scalp? Nope, not anymore. We just ran the high. I was considering taking a quick 10-handle scalp towards the high, but it already ran it. I don't have a Fibonacci method. There's other traders that do that. Vintage trader. What I use the Fibonacci tool for is to find out where equilibrium is, like this. I'll also use it as projections. So let's assume that this leg right here was manipulation. I'll use this to also project one standard deviation. So target would be up here. If this is really not a fake move and we're expanding higher, this is where it could go. And 4 standard deviations is sitting at 23,000. Hang on, I want to find out. $28,800. This is all-time highs right here at 1 standard deviation. We're going to all-time high. So here's let me show you what I just did. All right, so if we take this 1 standard deviation from this manipulation leg, that's what we're going to call it. Look where it 1 standard deviation is approximately where. It's approximately at, this is all-time highs. It's sitting right above all-time highs. When I see something like that, now I wasn't doing it before you brought this up, but if I was to look at it, you can say, well, there's a chance we might reach up to that level, so since there's room, maybe I'll try to look for a long. Maybe not try to get the whole thing, you know, but if you can get 20, 40 handles out of it, why not? One standard deviation, so it's this little thing right here, that line tool. It says the Fibonacci retracement. So once you select that, I'll show you my settings. Here are my settings that I have for it. Take a screenshot if you want, but it's really simple. 0 and 1 is what you anchor your levels at. 2 is the next one. 3, 4, that goes lower, and then -1, -2. I also have -1.5, -2.5, -3, 3, 5, and 4. that's just to do standard deviations on potential targets. So when we're in an area where things are unknown and we're kind of running out of liquidity points, right? I wasn't doing that before because we had these. I knew that these were going to be a target since we hit it overnight. Now it might be worth seeing where one standard deviation is. It doesn't mean it hits it, guys. So you can take this and you can take it back over here. So let's use this manipulation leg from Thursday morning. If we were to do that and drop the fib on here, one standard deviation comes out to be right there. And we ran that level and found support around it and continued to move higher. Right? If you were to do it the other direction and you thought this was the manipulation higher to go lower, well, you're going to get burned because it was a bullish move. So here's another manipulation leg. This is the afternoon session into the next day. You do that to its low. And we end up running that, obviously, in the London session. We could do this one right here. This was our manipulation leg right here. One standard deviation. One standard deviation comes out to be at this low right here. Right there. That's where we ran it. And then after that, we kind of consolidated, made some ways lower, but the initial move was from this one standard deviation right there. Way to go, BC. Nice job. Brett, they usually do something. Their sales, I think, have been relatively low for the month of June. So my guess is they'll probably do something coming up for the 4th of July, more than likely. So that's currently 80% off right now, though, I believe. Maria, I do everything manually. I'm considering putting together an indicator, but I'm just so used to doing it manually that I don't do it. You can also get all the separate indicators and have it do it itself if you want. I wish I was on the right side for this trade right here. I was really excited about that. I felt so good. But I went against my own advice and said if we can't fight against all-time highs, who was it yesterday that said, I feel like we're really heavy and can't go any higher? I tell you what, that we can get slapped in the face all the time by trying to go short. Or trying to go short in a bullish market. Yes, it is, Sebastian. Also, your bias was to the downside all morning, and you took 2 shorts. It was. That was my bias. I felt that we had consolidation. I mean, think about it. Power of 3 is everything that I take my trades off of. Consolidation, manipulation, distribution. Okay, so if this is the model for power of 3, look at the charts and tell me, would you not also consider that? Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. That's literally what I was looking at. My hope was that we were going to get a bigger move because we've gone higher so much. I'm not trying to hide it or try to say I have it all figured out. I'm just telling you what my analysis was. It was based off of logic. It was based off of key levels. Not only did we get a nice reaction there, but we consolidated there for a period of time, which built confidence for me. But then it just says, nope, we want to go to all-time highs right now. That's okay. The greatest part to this whole thing is I managed my risk. I lost $60 on that trade. A full-size trade, I'll get that back in 10 handles. It's like very small because I see a model, I feel conviction about it, I take it, yet I know we're in a bullish environment and we could go higher. It's the main reason why I only took 1 micro. That was the reason. I added to it because right here, you see all that signatures and price telling me that it might not go higher. So now at this point, what do we wait for? Well, we need to see some type of retracement. If we get a retracement within the 10 a.m. hour, we could potentially look for an 11 a.m. long if we're getting that. If we look left on NQ on the continuing contract, on the 4-hour time frame, let's see if we have anything to the left between our all-time highs. We did just hit another internal swing high just now. This was our internal swing high. Let's change that to be green. Internal swing high, and we are tagging it right now. So see that? Internal swing high has been grabbed. So could we continue higher or could we roll over? Short term. I'm not saying long term here. But we also grab liquidity again. But all-time highs is not that far away. It's 70 handles away. So I'm interested in seeing if we can go long, but if I'm going to go long, it needs to be off of an order block or off of an inversion to the upside. And I'm willing to try to ride it. It's an area, like I've said, area that I need to improve on. I don't like this order block because there's not a fair value gap. I like this order block right here because there's a fair value gap above it. or this order block down here because of this fair value gap right here. Oh, I guess there is a fair value gap now. I thought it was going to get closed. Let's see if we can get a 10 handle scalp here.
Order submitted.
This will be a long reaction from this fair value gap. Playing that bullish sentiment. Seeing if we can get a 10 handle retracement or back higher. Since this is not really one of my models, I'm telling you what I'm doing, but I'm not going to put it on the screen. You heard the orders. I'll keep a tight stop if we close below this inversion. Here's the idea here. I think my position was about right here. Another small position for me. See you, Ted. Thanks, John. For me, I had to find a balance between when I want to take something, but it's not quite my model, especially when I feel there's a responsibility that I have when people are watching. The only answer I can give you is I'm just not going to put it on the screen because I don't want to hide a trade, but at the same time, I don't want to endorse something that could be intuitive, could be just me trying to build strength and going long in an area that I'm weak in. Because I've admitted multiple times on the stream that trending days are very difficult for me. I tend to play reversals very, very well. So this is the only way I know how to be on stream, do something I feel like I want to work on, but at the same time don't want to endorse everybody to do it. And there's target. All right, so that played out. 10 handle scalp for me. I mean, everything, I mean, I bet you if I asked in stream how many people took that, I would bet you there's very few people that took it. Because the psychology behind it is we just exploded higher, ran liquidity. Oh man, it feels like it's burnt out. It ran out of juice and we went long from down here. I wish I got a better position. I wish I actually got this. But in the chat, just put a 1. Put a 1 if you took that trade. If you took something similar to that for a long. Or how many? Put a 2 if you chose not to take it because you were concerned it could retrace. It could go back lower. I'm just curious. I just want to see kind of the environment here. So 4, 0 would be not taking it, or 2. 2 is 0, I'd say. So far, a little more on the took it side. Yeah, I mean, trades like these go against so much of what we, at least for me, it goes against so much of just what I think is intuitive. Oh, we went up, so we need to go down. But when it wants to, it can go up and up and up and up, and then you're like, oh, it has to retrace, and then it doesn't. It's a very counterintuitive job trading is. All right, so here's a failure swing. We failed to make a higher high. This inversion should run these lows if we close this inversion here. That's what I would want to see. With a failure swing, this inversion should run that low. I don't know if it's going to continue through it, but that's what I would want to see as far as order flow. The next logical destination is this swing low right there. And if it doesn't do that, it means one of two things. We're either consolidating or we're still moving higher. My bet is it's consolidating if we don't hit it. Because we're at 1024. Now, I'm not taking this trade. I'm just reading order flow right now. All right, so there's a sweep of that low. That could have been a quick scalp. Oops. Have a great. See you, John. Once this candle closes, if we can come up into this fair value gap and it rejects this fair value gap around this breaker, around this 2-minute order block, I like the idea of it falling more. It failed 2 fair value gaps. So this fair value gap here and this fair value gap here. So because we're doing that, we could either be in consolidation or we could get a larger retracement or reversal for just a quick scalp. I looked on the forecast biz, and the past years on this week, Fridays are almost 100% short days. I mean, that's going to be really hard for that to happen. We would need to, that bearish 4-hour candle that we had disappeared. And we would have to close. We'd have to close below here for it to be a bearish day. I mean, we're talking 100 points and all-time highs are 100 points away. That would be hard to think that we're going to run all the way down there. Today is the almost. Can you guys hear my kids? Because they're so loud. I mean, that's a possibility. I mean, but to play the devil's advocate, I thought we were seeing the exhaustion here. And no. Do you see what I mean? Kevin? Consolidation, manipulation, distribution. I thought we're rolling over. Everything looked great except the fact that all-time highs were just 100, 150 points away. 200 points away. So, you can't bet against all-time highs. So if you're going to take it, you take it and you manage your risk. Okay? If you think it's a short, you see the structure for the short, okay, take a trade, but do it with appropriate risk. Manage your trade, manage your risk, and if it's a loss, well, guess what? It's not going to kill you because you didn't oversize or over leverage, okay? That's the great thing about trading. Traders with a 30% win rate can make a lot of money if you can be consistent, if you can consistently manage that. We did not get up into this fair value gap that I wanted. It's 10:30 right now, maybe something like this. And maybe it just floats all the way down. I mean, there's a lot of manipulation that's happening in here. BC has a great point. Don't go for giant runs. Go for 10, 20 handle wins and close the trade. Okay, look at this candle here. How we closed. I thought for sure we were going to get an order block right there, but we didn't. It closed above it inside of this fair value gap. This could be another long right there. You know what? Let's do another small long, see what happens here. We're going for that fair value gap right here. The idea is bullish environment, fair value gap, large wick candle. We're around 10:30, so I'm not expecting a huge move unless it just wants to slowly fade. That's fine. But we have resistance here and an imbalance sitting right here that price could reach for. So just a 10 handle scalp. Stop loss is at the low of the wick. So these are, again, I'm probably not going to put this on the screen either. So it's a 1-to-1 risk to reward about. Actually, my entry wasn't quite there. My entry is about right here. I'm not going to be on here much longer, folks. I got to take my son to a fireworks tent. So we will be on here for maybe 15 more minutes. Football Dreamer. Thank you. I feel like I have a long ways to go. But, hey.
Order canceled.
Target hit. Woo! Woo! I'm telling you, man, maybe if I keep doing these types of trade, maybe I'll change that whole trend days. Maybe I'll fall in love with trend days. I mean, you could probably take a long at this inversion right here. The only reason I don't like a long right now, personally, is because we are at 1038. Yeah, Kevin, that's true. But the problem is you don't know when it's a trend day, and by the time you realize it's a trend day, it may be too late, right? Or you can take small. It's really your job as a trader is to figure out what's the earliest point you can identify a trend day. Way to go, John. Yeah, these two trades put me back, got me back on the balance sheet. So overall, this week will be been a great week for me. Like this retracement into this level, this inversion, I like that idea of it still going higher right there. But I see a potential of creating some low resistance liquidity. So meaning we could be in some high resistance back and forth ranging price action before we break it. So for me, I think my trading session is going to be done. And then maybe over lunch or the afternoon session, see if we get that large retracement to 20% for the TGIF. Wow, we only got 40 likes. If you guys are appreciating the commentary, everything that happened today, give me a like. Well, we went from 40 to 39 likes. Somebody removed a like. Hit the like button for me. I greatly appreciate it. Size can kill. Size can kill. And here's the other thing, Jensen, or Jason, is it Jason? If you hit your max loss for the day, you need to stop. Make it a non-negotiable. It will save you. It's gonna hurt you at first. It's gonna hurt doing it. But do it, just try it. Try it to do it 5 times, okay? So this means, I want to challenge everyone here before I get off. I want you to, when you hit your max loss, I mean, nobody wants to hit their max loss. But when you do, this is the only time you get to exercise this muscle. We can all say, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. But we don't get to exercise that muscle until we actually are in drawdown and we hit our max loss. When you hit that max loss, let's say $250, 5 times. I want you to struggle through it for 5 times. Force yourself for 5 times. By the 5th time, I can almost guarantee you that it's going to feel different. You're going to be like, man, Tyler's right. I feel way less stressful. Yeah, I'm frustrated that I took these stupid trades, but I haven't blown my account. Maybe you've gone, because of that, you go 2 weeks without blowing an account. Wouldn't that be amazing? Maybe it's a month you go without blowing an account. Wouldn't that be amazing? Yeah, you might still blow an account, but it's progress. This is progress. You got to find the wins in the struggles, in the battle, in the back and forth. Find it. Find that and celebrate those wins. Hey, we got to 70. Well, John, I like you in here. What do we got going on gold? I'll do it on the other screen. Right here. Sweep of liquidity. We did have a giant drop. We were talking about gold right here, and I thought we could have support. Nope. What did we do? We just blew right through that. I did call a market maker sell model. I just thought it might hold out a little bit longer. We swept this low. Ooh, that looks nice. I like a retracement here. You know what? For the sake of it, I'm going to take a micro in gold just to say that I did. All right. Is it MGCQ? Is that what we're on? Is that what it would be? MGCQ. Ooh, that looks nasty. Is that what it is? Lord, forgive me. This is the 1 minute. We're on the 15 minute. Oh, this is the 15 minute. I thought that was the 1 minute time frame. I about took a long right here because it looks so good. We're hitting that inversion fair value gap right now. Yeah, I think this could be, I don't know what the contract size is. Let's see what happens. What's the contract size on these? Here, for those that were curious, I'm just testing out 1 micro to see what it is. Okay, so for every point, every 10 cents is $1. Is that what it is? See this fair value gap? I'm looking on this fair value gap right here with the expectation that we move higher. We're inside a 15-minute inversion fair value gap. So for every point, I think it's $1 for a micro. Point four would be $10. Yeah, so it's about $1.25 for a tick. All right, that's enough for me. I just wanted to see what it was. E-minis is $10 a tick. Yeah, so it's $1 a tick. Minis is just you remove a zero, John. Interesting. Yeah, I'll mess around with it this weekend maybe. Folks, with that, I think I'm going to call it a day. We're going to call it an early day. Break even for me today. Green on the week. Going to call it. Go into the weekend with some confidence. Looking next week for some good trades. I may take an afternoon PM trade depending on if we get a setup for a bigger downside move. But other than that, guys, God bless. Stay safe. Find me on X, hang out there, and let's connect. God bless. We'll talk to you guys next week. Bye-bye.